What is up, bros and broettes? I'm Inkslasher, and today we're going to be talking about Attack of the Radioactive Thing, specifically looking at 5 smaller Easter eggs that don't necessarily have to do with the big overarching Easter egg of killing the giant radioactive thing. Now, these Easter eggs range from pop culture references to actually connecting this game to the next DLC. And before we get into the Easter eggs, I just wanted to say I actually have a couple of DLC 3 codes that I'm going to be giving out to you guys. And if you'd like to win them, the way to do so is by hitting that like button and leaving a comment down in the comments below letting me know why you would like to win DLC 3. Now, all of these codes are for PS4 as it's not out for Xbox yet, so make sure you have a PS4. And like I said, leave a comment letting me know why you would like to win it. And also, hit that like button. But without further ado, let's go ahead and check out these 5 Easter eggs. So the first Easter egg is something that absolutely everyone who has played this map has experienced, and that is the moment when the map changes from black and white to full color. Now, this is actually a pop culture reference to the movie The Wizard of Oz. Now, The Wizard of Oz is probably one of the biggest movies of all time, but in case you've never seen it, the movie kind of starts out with a black and white or kind of brown and gray stylistic manner. And later on in the movie, once Dorothy lands in the land of Oz, as soon as she opens that door, the movie goes from black and white to full-on color. Now, the weird thing about this is The Wizard of Oz came out in 1939, and back then, most movies were in black and white. This was actually one of the first full-length feature films to actually be in color, and when this movie came out in theaters, people were absolutely shocked at that moment where it switched from black and white to color. I asked my grandma about this a while ago, and she told me that when she saw this movie in theaters, people were literally gasping when this happened in theaters. Now, the weird thing about this is the map we're playing here, Attack of the Radioactive Thing, is supposed to be a movie from the 1950s. And The Wizard of Oz came out in 1939. So there's a little bit of a gap between the two there, but in the 1950s there were absolutely still movies coming out in black and white. So to me, this is just a tip of the hat to The Wizard of Oz and one of the most iconic moments in cinema history. Now, it is important to mention that when you're doing the main Easter egg on this map, part of the Easter egg you actually have to change the whole color scheme of the map, but I definitely think the point where it goes from black and white to color is definitely a nod to The Wizard of Oz. Now, the next Easter egg you may recognize. If you see up at the top by the drive-in screen there, you may notice the sign for the Ronnie's Hot Links. Now, not only does this sign match, but a couple of the other signs, including the burger, the pizza, and some other concession signs like some pretzels and popcorn, you may recognize all of these signs from a multiplayer map. Now, this multiplayer map is Throwback. Now, on Throwback, you can see here we got the Ronnie's Hot Link sign, but on top of that, we have some other signs that look familiar to Attack of the Radioactive Thing, including the pizza, burgers, popcorn, everything like that. Not only that, but this also links all the way back to Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, in the multiplayer for Call of Duty Ghosts, there was a map called Strike Zone, and on this map there was a concession stand that originates the original Ronnie's world-famous hot links. Now, the question is, does this connect Call of Duty Infinite Warfare's multiplayer and zombies to Call of Duty Ghosts, or is this simply just a reused asset? Feel free to let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, the next little Easter egg is a little bit of a smaller one, but if you go inside the beachside market and check out the desk inside the market, on the desk there is a name tag that says Bianca Frederick. Now, this can be in relation to 2 things. The first of which is the name itself. Bianca Frederick is actually one of the developers that worked on Infinite Warfare. I'm not sure her total capacity, whether it was on zombies, whether it was on multiplayer, but overall, this is definitely one of the developers who worked on the game. But the other thing is the first name itself, Bianca. Now, this is actually one of the air codes that can actually happen when you're playing multiplayer, as you can see here. Now, personally, I believe that this one actually has to do with a developer because the last name Frederick on the desk is spelt with a CH at the end, and I would say that's probably one of the more rare ways of spelling Frederick. Normally it's with the CK. That's why I'm guessing that this is actually just showing off one of the developers' names. Now, the next Easter egg here is probably the biggest one out of all of them that we're going to talk about today, and that has to do with the Krogs. Now, these Krogs spawn in every few rounds, and there's also a Brute Krog, but the thing is you may have noticed that when you shoot with the Krogs, something really odd pops up. Now, the thing that pops up is a logo that some of you may have actually seen before. Now, this logo is from Extinction. Yes, remember that game mode back from Call of Duty Ghosts? That game mode that involved the aliens? Yeah, that one. This right here is the cryptid logo from that. It's also the overarching logo of Extinction itself. So, is this in relation to that? Is this just a little Easter egg? Well, I kind of think it's a little bit more than that. So if you guys haven't beat the Easter egg yet or haven't seen the ending cutscene to Attack of the Radioactive Thing, it actually gives us a location to the next DLC map, DLC 4. So let's just go and look at the very end of that cutscene right here.
Oh shit. If you guys thought the zombies were bad.
What is it? Some kind of big...
Shut up, AJ!
What? What did I say?
To be continued.
So it's pretty clear to say that the next Zombies map is going to take place in outer space. It's going to have to deal with aliens, or at least something other than zombies. Now, what do we know about Extinction? Well, the Extinction things that you fight are aliens. They come from outer space. So could this be a crossover between Extinctions and Infinite Warfare Zombies? Could this be what that is? Only time will tell. Now, the next and final Easter egg we're going to look at here, once again, has to do with DLC 4, and it has to do with the idea that the next DLC will take place in outer space, and this one doesn't have to do with the final cutscene. Remember that desk we were talking about before? Yeah, Bianca's desk? If you once again go and look behind that desk, there is a schedule, and on this schedule, there's a ton of things dealing with the military. So, for example, some of the things we can see here are pilot training, military council meeting, marksmanship, defense meeting, but there is one of these things here that does not fit with the others, and it's combat space survival, taking place on the 22nd. Now, this is where this gets really interesting. Now, what is Zombies mode? It's a survival mode. Now, we know that the next map is most likely taking place in outer space, so we know that the next map is going to be combat space survival. Is it going to be a crossover with Extinction? Maybe, but we do know that map packs generally get released on a Tuesday. What is the 22nd on this calendar? A Tuesday. More appropriately, when does that Tuesday actually take place in real life? August 22nd is a Tuesday. Does that mean that DLC 4 is going to be released on August 22nd? I mean, the thing with that is it's a little bit early for DLC 4. Normally, generally speaking, we get DLC 4 in mid-September, so it's a little bit early, but it is possible that they are giving us the release date for DLC 4 right here on this calendar. And guys, that's 5 Easter eggs you may or may not have known on the map Attack of the Radioactive Thing. Feel free to let me know down in the comments below which ones you did know, which ones you didn't know, and once again, if you want to win the DLC 3 code, the way to do so is hit that like button and also leave a comment down in the comment section letting me know why you want it. Once again, this code is only for PS4 and there will be 2 winners. So write that down in the comments, hit that like button, and you may be the lucky winner. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
Hold on.